typical example of how humans can come up with very, very, disturbing beliefs. Because conspiracy theories is purely conjecture. It is based upon no authentic sort of proof. It's based upon what they most likely think, or what they think. So this is why things like, for example, in a lot of Muslim communities, especially Asian communities, you find this idea of black magic being so predominant, in the sense that they blame everything on black magic. And a lot of times you might have, for example, like, people blaming their cousins or so and so for hating them or for doing something against them. And you see this in the West as well, not necessarily in like social sort of like structures, but you see in when people are trying to make sense of what's happening in the politics around the world, what's happening in technology, what's happening with how people perceive the universe. A lot of people start coming out with these kind of strange things. So this is why putting the dots together is what is causing people to do this. And in fact, Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, like I said, what he says is that initially when a pious person used to die in the past, they used to say, this guy was so good, mashallah, this guy was an amazing guy, he was so close to God, he was so close to Allah, let's build like a nice grave for him. And then like they'd build a nice grave, and then after a while they would like say, oh, this guy was so good, shouldn't we remember him every single year? Let's build like a statue for him. And they build a statue for him. Every year they remember him. And then they say, like a time came when people said, this guy was so good and so amazing. Why don't we like kind of like semi-worship him? Not worship him like God, but semi-worship him. Because he was so good, maybe God will be happy with us. So this is, like he says, this is one of the ways that they introduced shirk into their